Alright, I'm going to show you how to quickly use Photopea.com for some basic photo editing needs. So the first thing you want to do is go up to File and New. And for this particular one, I'm going to choose the Facebook shared image because it's a good size to work with. But if you were working with a different platform, they've got plenty of other things to choose from here. Alright, I'm just going to click on it. I'm not going to change any of these settings. They're fine for now. You could mess with it later if you wanted to. And here we have a nice blank workspace. So now I would like to show you just a couple small things. First, let's go through how to add a photo to this. So we're going to add a photo here. It said that it had a lower image quality. We know that. We're using a fake website. We can't expect perfection. Alright, so here's my photo of me getting ready to play Pictionary, and this is my Pictionary drawing board. I'll just leave me in the middle here, and then I can draw on this area here. So once you place the image where you want it in here, you're just going to hit enter, and then that'll lock it in place. Now over here on the right hand side, it says it's layers. So there's 3 different tabs here, channels and paths. Worry about layers for now. These are going to be the easiest thing for you to work with if you've never done something like this before. But you'll notice that this background is locked and this is not locked. That's fine for now because this is good to go, but you've got to do one more step. You've got to right click here or control click if you're on a Mac and hit rasterize. So now this image can actually be edited and used. So there's a toolbar over here on the left hand side where my mouse is going up and down. So this is kind of where everything is that you can play with here. I'm going to choose the paintbrush, and if you hold down on it, there's also a pencil option. You can use either one of those. I like the brush tool. I like the way it handles. And then every time you click on one of these little tools over here, and feel free to explore these tools as you're going, a new toolbar will come up at the top of the page. And this is the same in real Photoshop too. But then you can choose right in the left-hand corner what size you want to make your stroke for drawing. So that's too big. That's a pretty good size. Alright, so now I've got that. I'm going to click out of there. And then I am going to try to pick a color. So you can literally just come down here where the color is to the color picker. I like the pink because it's nice and bright. So I'm going to stick with that, but you could do whatever. And then you literally just start drawing right on top of it. And that is how we will play Pictionary. Now let's say you mess up. Instead of trying to erase it, if you notice over here, every time I draw something, a new thing pops up right here. That's because you're on the history tab, and this has all the stuff that you've done. So if I go start clicking back through it, all of my mistakes disappear. So maybe let's say, oh, I like that. I didn't want to erase that. I don't want to erase that either. Oh, that's where I messed up. Okay, so I'm going to step in there, and then I'll just start reusing it from here. And then it'll change over here, so it'll automatically delete all the other stuff that you did. So it's called Step Backward, and it allows you to go back and figure out where you made your mistakes at. It's a really nice, handy thing to use here. A couple of other tools that I would bring to your attention to play with. You've got this, and this is a little bit different on... yeah, so the lasso select is something that you can draw around an object. And this is a really crappy drawing now. I have not unclicked. I've been holding down this whole time, and now I've got me there. So then I can go up here and grab this. Now the arrow, you've got to be on the arrow to grab stuff. But now I'm disconnected. And I can also kind of swivel myself here. I can move myself around. Okay, so there's lots of little things you can do. And then then let's say I'm making a collage and I don't want any of this anymore. So what I would do is copy that layer and then paste a new one. And now you've got your own separate you here. And you just go to this layer and delete it. And then you just have you by yourself. Alright, so that's a little bit of playing around. There's also an eraser here if you mess up. The eraser tool is a really good thing to use, but you gotta make sure, see how it's not erasing? It's not erasing me, but it's erasing the background. It's because you gotta make sure that you're on the right layer over here. So I'm clicked on the background, so it's not gonna do me any good. So I'm gonna figure out where I messed up. I'm gonna click on the correct layer, and now I could delete parts of myself if I wanted to. Now the cool thing about the eraser tool is that you could go up here and change the hardness of the eraser, so you could make it nice and soft on the edges, and then you could sort of soften out edges on yourself so that it doesn't look as awkward, or maybe if you want it to look a little bit more blurry, this is a good way to do that. So those are some quick tips and tricks in Photopea.com.